Building a period-correct Windows 98 PC is getting trickier every year because parts are being hoarded away. So if you're not fixated on having period-correct parts, just look for slightly newer ones. For a while now, I've wanted to build a fully compatible Windows 98 machine that doesn't lack performance. I decided to go with a Pentium 4 system, but we'll go through the parts later in the video. Let's start with the exterior and basic peripherals. It's getting a DVD reader, a DVD writer, a floppy drive of course, and also this 3.5-inch SD-CF USB hub thing. Unfortunately, I could only get the USB reader to work in Windows 98, but whatever. The case is just about the most generic ever, but aside of a few scratches, stains and gunk here and there, it's in very good condition. However, I'm not happy at all how it looks. Every drive, every panel, all the surfaces are different color and it just looks like it was put together with whatever spare parts found from the basement, which it is. So, we're going to give it some loving surface treatment. You know, with sandpaper and paint. I wanted a Pentium 4 based motherboard that has Intel 865 chipset, both IDE and SATA controllers, and also integrated USB 2.0 and Ethernet ports. I found this Abit IS7-E from eBay and it came with a 2.8 GHz Pentium 4 processor. It had two really shoddily changed capacitors and on top of that they differed from their original values. Naturally, we can't have that, so I recapped the whole board. Keep in mind it's almost 20 years old. For sound card I choose a Sound Blaster Live just because I had one and I know it to be a good card. For GPU I wanted a DirectX 9 card. I found this GeForce FX5500 and decided to give it a try. The lower end FX models weren't exactly beloved back in the day because of their terrible performance, but they're considered to be very adequate for Windows 98 gaming. After Windows and all the drivers were installed and everything was configured, I installed Rudolf Löwe's memory patch and increased the RAM amount from 512 MB to 2 GB just because. This machine runs very steadily and there's no shortage of CPU power. However, GeForce FX5500 was a bit disappointing, even though my expectations weren't that high to begin with. Games like Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, Soldier of Fortune 2 and Splinter Cell tends to get lower frame rates with full settings, especially when anti-aliasing is on. Overall, this indeed is a high-end Windows 98 build, and this was a very satisfying project to carry out. So, after all this, would I consider changing my Pentium 3 based Windows 98 system to Pentium 4? I'm already on it.